What is going on, guys and girls? How are you doing today? It's Anger Roleplay here once again. Today I want to talk a little about my experience with the Blight League so far, and most importantly my league starter, which is the Stormblast Miner. So overall it was a pretty smooth leveling. I didn't really struggle anywhere. The bossing damage is fine and the AoE is kind of decent too. The clear speed is fine. I refreshed some memories about mines in general because I haven't played them in about 2 years since the 2.6 legacy. So overall they are definitely clunky since you need to throw mines and detonate them. You can detonate them in mid-air now, but it honestly still feels pretty weird compared to traps. I got used to traps a lot, and overall I would say I still prefer traps over mines because literally you don't need to detonate anything, and you don't need to constantly press detonation. Can be super annoying. I haven't been using spell totem to detonate so far, and I'm not so sure if they'll be using it for this mine because it will probably make it somewhat weird in a way. So I'm trying to fight for the detonation like manually so far, and it kind of works. But you know, it still kind of feels pretty weird in terms of the mines in general, because there are a lot of new mines now. We got Pyroclast instead of Fire Nova mine. We got Icicle mine instead of the Freeze mine, and I tried them as well. I tried Icicle a little bit and I didn't like it simply because it is a projectile mine and the single target is kind of very shitty. The Pyroclast is pretty cool. I kind of liked it, except the fact that it's absolute visual cancer, and I think it has potential for stacking some ignite probably, and with the new fire damage over time multiplier, I think there is some kind of potential in stacking obscene amount of single target damage on the Pyroclast. So overall I would say that all mines are viable. There's no shitty mines now. They all are absolutely fine. The Stormblast mine is really I think like a sweet spot between all of them, simply because once you get this increased area of effect nodes, it covers a decent amount of screen, it pops quite big packs, and the single target becomes really strong with the detonation sequence and the mine itself, because you get increased damage taken for enemies for each mine planted. So it definitely is a fucking powerful mine. It's for the single target, but there's still kind of a bit of problematical to stack all this mine and detonate in a long big sequence. I also was kind of pissed with the minefield support, because minefield support makes your mines kind of delayed throwing thing. Since we are throwing now, it takes quite like a second, or maybe less than a second, but there is still kind of a delayed animation for throwing mine with the minefield support. So overall I am not sure if it's intended or not, but currently minefield support looks very strange. You kind of, you know, it takes a lot of time to throw these mines, and even though the mine throwing speed is pretty insane now, with minefield support it still takes some time to throw all these crazy amount of mines. So still undecided on what supports I'm using now. I will probably go over a build now after the video as well, so we're gonna see what I'm using right now. But overall the experience was pretty smooth. I also already reached maps level 70, so literally in one day I reached map with absolutely no currency whatsoever. I also bought a couple of upgrades for my gear. So far so good, guys. We'll see how it goes. I also try other mines. I'll try to go into the Glacial Cascade probably later. One important thing to note about the Stormblast mine is that it's not very good for the Blight, simply because for the Blight encounters you really need some kind of insane AoE that hits pretty much everywhere from anywhere, and but Stormblast mine kind of gives this circle of detonation, and it can really shoot from off screen like the Glacial Cascade or the Icicle Mine. So for the Blight, I think that Glacial Cascade in the Icicle Mine will be really strong, and I saw that Pox is playing the Icicle Mine and he's having a great time with it, so probably this type of mine will be ideal. Now let's get over the build really quick. I'll show you what I have. Before we go further into the video, I would like to stop for a second and thank my Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. You guys have no fucking idea how much I'm thankful for you. If you just stop for a second and put likes on this video and share it with your friends, it will be already an insane amount of support, and I will be forever grateful to every one of you. Thank you so much, and remember,
you, yes you, are making a difference.
So again guys, this is my actual character level 70, so I also got through a couple of labs. For the first ascendancies, I definitely took Paramedic first, and the second is the Bomb Specialist. I'm proceeding to the Demolitionist on the Mercy lab, and for the Eternal lab I will be taking the Explosive Expert. I'm not sure about Born in the Shadows now, since I'm not on the Hardcore, but for now this is the plan. For the weapons, I have my imbued one with practically just lightning damage, crit, spell damage. It's absolute trash that I found a million light years ago. This chest I bought just today in the morning. It's practically just a 5-link, and the base that you should be looking for is Evasion Energy Shield, because this is the only way how you can easily get green and blue sockets, and potentially 1 red sockets, which you will need if you will play Glacial Cascade. Boots are nothing spectacular, just 30% move speed. They were 2 chaos, and they have like just life, extra res, and movement speed, nothing crazy. This is a thing that I bought for 2 chaos as well. This is practically nothing spectacular, just spell damage, crit, strike chance for spells, and life. The Avant will be definitely better, but I'm trying to stack up my toughness so it will stop dying and try to be like somewhat tanky at this point. The Helm I bought for 1 chaos, and this is probably the coolest thing so far that I found. Stormblast mine deals 25% increased damage. It had been enchanted as well, so it had dex, life, some resistance, and mana as well, which is really nice. The gloves are absolutely standard trash, nothing spectacular. I haven't been bothering a lot upgrading some of my gear since I'm very early into the game. I just did 4 like tier 1 maps, so it's nothing spectacular. The amulet is absolute trash as well. I just want to stack as much life as possible to stop dying and stack my resist. The rings are just resist, and I also got this weird anointment on this ring, which the guy definitely did. I didn't do it, he did this. I just bought it as is. This ring was bought purely to balance my resists, and I have over 100 resist, guys. I'm totally recommending you balancing your resist. This is extremely important. The other ring is also practically resist. The belt is nothing spectacular. It has practically nothing on it. It's pretty much trash, just increased philosophic duration on it. The flasks are sulfur, perpetual, quicksilver, and quartz. Quartz is pretty much the most important thing, since I'm stacking it along with my acrobatics and phase acrobatics. The tree is pretty much just pure damage. There's not many life nodes to take, and unfortunately the build will be pretty damn squishy and mostly relying on dodge. The plan is to get the dodge boots, maybe dodge from the spell hits, since mostly the spells or the attacks, the boots can roll in 2 types with dodge attack hits and dodge spell hits. So I probably will take dodge spell hits, since spells always hit anyway, so dodging spells is more important. There are also very cool new nodes appeared on the tree, which I discovered when I started leveling. For example, these blast waves. Skills used by mines deal 30% increased area damage if you're detonating a mine recently, increase area of effect, and increase area of effect if you've detonated recently. So this is a shit ton of increased area of effect for the mines. There's also pure like damage like Blast Cascade, like success with detonations, volatile mines. All this are pure damage. I'm currently stretching over to these life nodes, which I should be taking, and practically that's mostly about it. It will still be a pretty squishy character. The current plan is to upgrade the belt, and otherwise that's about it. As for the gem links, I just did this 5 link, and this is Stormblast mine with trap mine damage, swift assembly, high impact mine support. This is a new support gem which is supposed to deal double damage to hits against enemies near it. Also, another one to just link as blast chain support. More damage for the detonation sequence. If you detonate mines in a sequence, they deal more damage. These supports are kind of weird since they have less damage multipliers, but you know, the bigger they grow, I think that potentially with the high amount of mines, it is possible to overcome this less damage multiplier. For the rest, is nothing spectacular really. There's mostly just standard things like precision, wrath, and you know, pretty much nothing interesting here. Just skitter bots. Skitter bots are two little bots that detonate your mines, and while they are pretty fine for trash mobs when you actually rush to the mines and detonate them, for the big clearing kind of potential, they are pretty worthless since they will not detonate mines in sequence, and they will not detonate a lot of mines at all. They can detonate like one distant pack of mines, and that's about it. So overall, I'm not decided on this, and I'm pretty sure that I will be dropping them for something like zealotry or maybe heralds instead when I actually get my hands on some decent gear to remove reservation for the ref or for zealotry, some watch's eye maybe. So I will probably maybe getting rid of these guys. I'm not so sure at this point. They're definitely useful, but 35% reservation for 10% more damage is kind of not very good. But the shocking aura and the chilling aura is pretty decent as well. So I think that's about for the character, guys. I hope you like it, and currently mine look like this. So you throw them and start detonating. Can throw up to 19 mines, and the most weirdest thing is when you do this. I want to show you how it looks with the minefield support. This is when you throw a lot of mines in a kind of a big pack, on 23 mines. You see there's a big sequence, but the throwing speed is pretty mediocre. So probably if you can really overcome this throwing speed somehow, or this animation, I mean, this is pretty weird, isn't it? I will just enlarge it for you. Look at this. There is animation for throwing every single mine, and there's kind of a delay, so you just throw and there's stuck in animation for a second, which monsters can really hit you, and eventually you can probably die with this. So I'm not sold on the minefield support, so now I'm still debating on this less mine throwing speed. But for the bosses, this actually is a strong thing. For clearing, I strongly prioritize blast chain support. So that's it for the mines, guys. I hope you liked the video. And I'll definitely follow up with my other observations on different mines like the Pyroclast and the Icicle and the Glacial Cascade once I get there. But for now, I'm pretty fine with the Stormblast, and I will definitely be using it to clear most of the content. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.